Alright everybody, and welcome back. Knuckles here coming at you with another Starcraft 2 replay commentary. And it has been a while, and I'm sorry for that, but it just has been to the case that I have not been playing any Starcraft at all recently. I was actually just going through my replay files, trying to find a good or a recent Starcraft match, and I saw that I have not played Starcraft 2 since the beginning of April. So yeah, it's incredible. Season 3, the new season, has just started. New maps have been introduced, and a couple maps have been removed. One of which, of the ones that have been removed, is my favorite, Daybreak. So that's a pity. But the new ones look quite interesting. There's going to be a lot more early game pressure, so we'll see perhaps some more early aggressive kind of builds instead of the 15 hatch expand kind of builds coming from me in the near future. So we will see. But in this game, as you will see, things are looking a little bit different, and that's because this match was played on the 1st of April. And Blizzard had a little April Fools for that day. They put in the Warhound model, which was one of the units that was in the beta that got removed from the final game. And yeah, replaced all the drones with that. So as you can see, we're running around with little Warhound drones. And my opponent today is the blue LikeABaws, spawning in the bottom left, and I am spawning in the bottom right as the red Zerg. So yeah, we're talking about this April Fool's little prank here, and indeed, it's distracting is what it was on that day. I mean, every single time you're not really sure, and it gets kind of annoying. But yeah, here we have my 15 expand builds. He's blocking it a bit, managed to delay it for a couple seconds. In the meantime, he has gone for a Nexus first before Forge build. I should have sent a probe out to scout, because in this case it is safe enough for you to, or for us Zergs, to grab another base before plopping down your pool. But I have my pool down finished. Actually, maybe I've gone for a 15 pool, 15 hatch this game. I forgot. But things are going quite well. He's got the forge down now, or is in the process of making it, so he's going to have his woolen built ready before my links can even make it close to his. So instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick off this drone. Managed to pick it off. He didn't even get to move it. And in the meantime, he's got his gateway down. He's got his cannon down. He is pretty much set. Is going to put a second cannon down to cover the front and put his little probe right there in the middle. On hold position, it should be at least to block lings from running by. But with one cannon, any Zerg is not wise enough to run up that ramp with anything less than a dozen lings. Otherwise, it's just a waste. And in any case, it is still a waste. So now my expand is finally going live. I'm sending out my drone, catching my third hatchery, so my second expansion. I'm poking in with my Overlord, trying to see exactly what's up. I see that he still does not have a gateway up, so I know I'm going to be quite safe plopping this down. Should be doing that any minute now. I have the minerals. Come on. Come on. There we go. Base going down. Queens are out. This one is going to plop down a little creep tumor here, connect the creeps with the bases to allow movement back and forth a little faster. And then also start being the inject baby for this one. Getting another queen working over here. And yeah, poking up and down, trying to see exactly what is up. His probe seems to want to lure my ling up. He does manage to do that. My Zergling does die, but I have one on the tower, so hopefully... there we go. See, I know he wants to scout with that probe, so he goes and cuts off the probe route. Managed to get him. Hopefully my speed research, well, actually speed is not even started, but this Ling will hopefully manage to kill the probe before he spots my expansion and sees that I am going for the macro build. In the meantime, I've grabbed 2 gases. I'm plopping down a Roach Warren. So this is going to be a Roach style play, maybe going into Roach Hydra with a little bit of Infestors. It kind of depends on what I see in his tech path. Will I see Colossi? Will I see Immortals? Or will I see Stargate coming out of him? So I still have my Overlord floating back and forth. I spotted that he only just recently finished the Cybernetics Core, which means he can only start building his anti-air units once this is done. So now it's time to move this guy out into safety. There you go, see? trying to buzz me out of the way. I see that he has not grabbed this third gas yet, so I know he is not teching too hard, which might mean that a push is coming anytime soon. But we'll see. Always a nice indicator for you when playing against a Protoss is that when you see sentries coming out, that means he's investing a lot of gas, but he's keeping his minerals away, because these things only cost 50 minerals and 100 gas, which means that that extra minerals is going to be used on gateways, nexi, or other structures. So as we can see, he's got down 2 more gateways. He's kind of scouting the edges of his base. Nothing all too exciting coming up from either side of us. I'm macroing, I should be droning up like mad. Doing quite that. Let's see what our unit count is looking like. 51 drones of mine against 41 probes of his, so I am ahead in economy. Teching up to lair right now. Getting the double evo chambers for double upgrades. This base is sadly very undersaturated. I need to get those drones, or get more drones there as soon as possible. This one is doing quite well now with 17 drones. Got 20 over there, just one too much. But that's okay. Taking one and making my hydrogen. So I am going for a roach hydra. And that means, yeah, also getting 1-1 upgrades. Getting speedling research just so that I can do some run-bys with speedlings. That's always extremely annoying. Also very good for checking up those 2 bases up here in the later game to try and deny that with a small force of lings. Getting my creep spread going gradually so that I have vision of the map, and also that everything moves a bit faster on creep. Got my creep dedicated queen up there, so that's also great. And he's moving in with a hallucinated phoenix. It's a nice, easy, cheap scout for him, so that's good. He's flying over, seeing exactly what he gets to see. Let's see everything that he spots. Yeah, he spots the hydrogen, he spots the roach den, so he knows what kind of build I am going for. In the meantime, I am still relatively in the dark. I have not scouted again. I have this overlord, so I need to turn this thing into an overseer and then fly on by so I can check exactly what's going on, because he has gone Sky Toss. Pumping out the void rays, and look at that, lots of sentries up front, a couple hallucinated, yeah, these are hallucinated, right, or not? I think so, yeah, hallucinated zealots, just to keep the front closed. That's interesting. So Stargate and Colossi, but I am going in with my overseer. I spot everything, I see exactly what he's going to do, and I could not be happier. Roach Hydra compilation works exceptionally well against this. Those Colossi, though, is going to be a bit of a trouble for me. And I did not spot the robotics bay, which is the tech required in order to pump out the Colossi. So at this point, I'm not sure if Colossi are coming out of this or Immortals. And the thing with the Roach Hydra compilation is if those Colossi stay alive, they tear that army up hard. They tear it up real fast. So yeah, gotta hopefully spot that sometime soon. We will see. In the meantime, I'm getting anti-air, hopefully everywhere. Only on my 3rd base apparently. I think I'm pretty confident having my queens here and grabbing another base. Not a lot of engagement so far. It is really just a straight up macro game. And yeah, me as a Zerg, I am completely okay with that. Give me room, give me time to breathe, and I will just expand like crazy. Get my economy going, get my upgrades going, and then yeah, I'll be extremely hard to stop, I'd say, as long as my macro stays up with my income. And right now, keeping my resources relatively low, way ahead in supply, 150 against 113, and he's got a very small force. And are these actually real zealots, or are these? I'm not sure. They look so much different. Maybe it's a skin. I'm not sure at all. But moving in with a very small army. Not too big. I need to start spending my money. I have a lot on reserve and enough larvae to spend it on. But I'm going to try and deny this expand. Do manage to take it down. He does not get the cancel, but he's starting to move in with his units. I now spot the Colossi. He hallucinates an additional Colossi, or 2 Colossi, to make it look even more intimidating. And at this point, I do not have an Overseer, so I'm going back. I'm thinking, holy crap, man, this guy has 3 Colossi already. But luckily, I do have my Spire already. I should have it, yeah. So I think I should be making Corruptors any minute now. Either that or I'm just going to stubbornly stick with Roach Hydra all the way. Now, there we go. 6 Corruptors coming out. Should be enough to stop those Colossi. And other than that, pumping the Roaches and the Hydras. I've also already now started going on to the Hive Tech. So this is also really good because then at Hive Tech you can create those Vipers. And Vipers are these units, which are casters. Really useful casters. What they have is two abilities that are exceptionally useful. One is the Blinding Cloud, which is basically like a little aura of effect, where when you cast it down on a unit, anyone who's stuck in that Blinding Cloud can only do melee damage. It means their range damage is redundant. They cannot see. So that is brilliant against armies filled with Stalkers, but that is not one of these cases. The second ability that these Vipers have is a kind of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. A kind of get over here move, which is pretty damn epic. So that's really good for army compositions kind of like this, because usually what happens is you have these zealots up at front tanking all the damage, and then these colossi can stay nice and relaxed right behind the front line and just splash damage their way from range. So what you do with those Vipers is you pull those colossi right into the front line, and yeah, makes it that much easier to kill. And these things are very expensive units. You do not want to lose those. So with those Vipers and that pull ability, you can really punish a Protoss army fast and hard. Yeah, that's what she likes, doesn't she? So then now, not much happening. I need to slightly apologize for this. I grabbed a absolutely random replay from the box, one from April 1st. So unfortunately, not all too much action going on other than me talking my lips. And here, what I am doing right here is building a lot of Evo chambers. And then you might be wondering, what the hell do you need that for? I mean, you have 2 here already pumping out the upgrades. 3-3 has started. My god, these upgrades are going hard. In the meantime, he is still stuck on 101 upgrades. So I'm going to have the upgrade advantage on him hardcore. But back to my point from before. These Evo chambers are perfect for the Vipers. The Vipers have this ability, the third ability that is not useful for an engagement, but is useful just in general, is, I could have sworn I saw Vipers coming out. No, there we go, my first Vipers coming out over there. Here we go, there you go. See? A consume. What they do is they consume part of the health of a building and transfer it into energy for themselves to use with the Abduct and the Blinding Cloud. Whew. In the meantime, there was a mini engagement. Force fields have been thrown down. But I am waiting for my Vipers. I need them for this engagement. I definitely want to pull these things back. Otherwise, this Roach Hydra compilation is going to get chewed up. And chewed up hard by them. In the meantime, he is taking his 4th base. And I spotted that with my Overlord. So now I want to try and deny that. Basically, I am such good... Oh, here we go with the engagement. And as you can see, Blinding Cloud does get thrown down, but it does not affect the army. I need to start pulling. Come on. Holy shit. Feedback's going down. There we go. The first pull of the Colossi. But my god, what a terrible engagement from me. No micro involved in that battle whatsoever. So I am running back with the tail between the legs. I lost way too much stuff there, but thankfully for me, I have more than enough resources. And right away, I am at max army. 26 roaches coming, 9 hydras. This is gonna be more than enough. I'm starting to consume again with these vipers because he had these high templars. Those things that have the spell called feedback, and all it does is it uses up all the energy from another enemy and uses it to damage him. It's incredibly hard. So managed to drain all the energy of my vipers before I was able to get down all the blinding clouds and the pulls on the colossi, but I did do enough. As you can see, he's only standing with 1 colossi still there, 2 more on the way, but managed to take out a lot of those expensive units. Also, he's starting to reinforce more with stalkers, which is good news for me, especially when I use that blinding cloud. But now I'm coming in with the good engagement, getting the good arc on him, managed to surround him quite well. But those storms, man, splash damage double, insane. Splash damage from colossi and from those storms tearing up my army. But I managed to pull those void rays way far away from their army and managed to clean up with only a handful of hydras. So that was a big win for me. Now he is running back to his base, trying to keep it well. Zealot's coming out. He's got 2 colossi back out, so he's got enough splash damage to hold me off, but we're gonna go poke back and forth a little bit. My Viper's coming with, finally. I'm still trying to get used to controlling with the groups. Not used to having Vipers in my army composition, so I still need to get used to, yeah, microwing with them, sending them with and back and forth for consumes. I got more than enough Evo chambers for consumes. I don't think I'll have any trouble in that department anytime soon, but I have a ton of Hydralisks, enough roaches, corruptors coming with to do extra damage against those Void Rays and those Colossi. I have more than enough. He's got his 3rd base up, he's got his 4th base up, so it might start being a bit of a problem now for me unless I manage to hit him before those things get in full swing. I'm coming around from the side. I'm thinking he's expecting the engagement from the right, so I will circle him and get him from the left. Manage to get him completely out of position. And will this be enough? A lot of units not firing. Gets the storms off. Holy crap, amazing storms. Where did I pull that Colossi? I pulled the Colossi away from my army. That was not the smartest thing to do. In the meantime, 2 more coming out. I am not being efficient with my units at all, but does not matter. I have more income, I have more supply, I have better macro, flooding in, and I think this game is just pretty much done. Managed to pull a Colossi back again, and yeah, taking down his 3rd base with relative ease now. There's no one, does not really have anything to stop me right now. He's got 8 Zealots out on the field and 3 Stalkers, so I think it's pretty much safe to say that this is just about done. His entire force is standing right here, holding on to the last base that he absolutely needs to keep in order to have any sort of chance, but I'm running up the ramp with a shit ton of roaches with 3-3 upgrades. He is still on 2-0-2, so I have upgrades on him, I have army on him, I have economy on him. I think it is about time to say goodnight to our friend LikeABaws. And cleaning up quite nicely now. He's got 2 High Templars standing there with no energy. And yeah, probes are trying to give it their all. One last stand. But it's a little too late, and that Nexus goes down way too fast, way too easy. Trying to fight with 6 last Stalkers. And calls the GG, well played. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next time.